Hello and welcome to Not Made. My name is Rachel and I am the creator of Not Made and a bunch of random crochet plushies and other crocheted items. And if you look very carefully in our backdrop, you might see some of the previous Advent calendar items hiding out in the yarn stash. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Anyway, today is day 11 of the Advent calendar put out by All From Jade. And we are going to jump right into that pattern for today. Our supplies are very important. We're using Sweet Snuggles and a size J or 6mm hook. I can't see that, hopefully you can. And my handy dandy stitch marker, which also happens to be a bobby pin. Anybody else use those? And we can't forget the most important piece, coffee. All right, let's dive in. I did cut out a lot of this footage because I wasn't doing time lapse, and also this is 2x speed. So just remember, I'm a pretty slow crocheter overall, and I didn't want to subject you all to watching that. different technique, and I didn't use the time lapse today. I'm not actually sure how long this took. It is not a long make, however, but here is the koi fish by Kindle Creates. Now, I'm gonna say right off the bat, I did not do color changing, obviously. I used just a variegated yarn. I did not feel like doing multiple color changes in a plushie of this size. To me, that just seemed like I did not have the bandwidth for that. So I opted to just use a variegated yarn and not do the color changes. That being said, seems like it should be a very simple pattern. Just a little fish, got a couple fins, got a tail, and a dorsal fin. And I know for a fact the dorsal fin is not correct, but I struggled with this pattern. It seems like it should be fairly forthright, I guess. However, the way that it's worded is very confusing in a couple of places. I had to just kind of go with my best guess on several of the lines of this pattern. There were a couple of places where they would have the word to, T-O, in parentheses, and that was it. I don't know what that means, if that's standard pattern writing lingo that I just haven't come across. I just assumed because there was the first line, the first round talked about one of the fins, and then when I saw that first time with the 2 in parentheses, it was on the row where we were supposed to create the other fin, so I just assumed. I go back to that first set of parenthesized instructions and do it again. That was really confusing, and that happened a couple of times, so I don't know in the end if I did this correctly. I don't know if I did the tail correctly, and I know that this does not look quite right, the fin on top. There should be, I think, more. I don't know, but so yeah, I won't be doing this pattern again. It was just too hard to understand. And that could just be me, and like I've said before, whenever I'm doing a new pattern, it always takes me a little bit longer to kind of figure out the pattern writing style of the designer. But this one was just, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And then there are some progress pictures, which I always appreciate, but again, I couldn't follow. I just didn't understand what was happening in them. So that's probably a me problem. I'm sure plenty of other people were able to create this with no problem whatsoever. But for me, I was just like, I was so confused. And that becomes frustration when it seems like this should be an easy pattern and I'm not finding it to be easy. And again, I'm not blaming the designer. I'm just saying that for me, this pattern, and maybe this particular designer who, you know, I had never heard of up until now, so I might go into her page and check out some of her other patterns. But for me, this one wasn't a ballpark, hit it out of the ballpark type of a creation. So, but other than that, I ended up with a little fishy, and it may not look exactly like a koi fish because I didn't do the spots changing, you know, that kind of thing, but I think it's cute in the long run, and I actually think this would make a really cute goldfish as is, you know. So the pattern is cute, and if you guys have seen it and you have some insight on the pattern, the way it's written, or any tips on reading patterns that are kind of written that way, shoot them my way, because I like to learn and I like to get better at all of that, and I'm certainly not the world's best pattern reader or follower, so any kind of tips or tricks to help with that would be great. So anyway, this is day 11, Little Koi Fish by Kindle Creates, and oh, is that correct? Yeah, Kindle, Kendal Creates on Instagram. And yeah, so go check it out, make your own koi fish, and let me know where I didn't quite get it in this pattern. All right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.